Welcome to the first tutorial on the basics of Python. For the text version of this tutorial, click on the link in the description below, and for more information, visit datascienceunlimited.tech. Let's get right into the content. We use a programming language to describe what we want the computer to do. Programming languages such as Python follow grammar called syntax. The syntax of the Python programming language is the set of rules which defines how a Python program will be written. If the syntax has a mistake, the program will stop and raise an error. Syntax errors are usually easy to spot and can easily be fixed. Sequential execution is when the computer performs the statements one after another in the order they are encountered in the script. In Python, the code is executed line by line in sequential order from top to bottom. Conditional execution checks for certain conditions and then executes or skips a sequence of statements. Repeat execution performs some set of statements repeatedly, usually with some variation. We will go into detail with conditional code in a later video. The name of the programming language Python was not named after the snake, as some of you would think, but rather named after the movie The Monty Python's Flying Circus. The founder, Guido van Rossum, wanted to build a capable and easy-to-learn programming language. He started with the idea in the late 1980s, but Python first appeared in 1990. The programming language has since evolved and is continually changing as it is still under development. Python has become one of the most used programming languages. Python is a popular programming language for data science and machine learning. Version 3.0 of Python was released in 2008 and fixed many design flaws. We will be using Python 3 in our tutorials going forward. Just a note, Python 3 is not backwards compatible with Python 2. The print function in Python is a way to provide users with feedback. It is useful for output of some data to the terminal. This code gives the output "Hello World" to the terminal. This is the most basic example used in coding. The print function can be used to give output to the user, but is also a very important debugging tool. We will now use the print function to print the words "Hello World" to the terminal. We type print and then "Hello World" in quotations. This is a very basic piece of code to demonstrate how the print function works. In the terminal, we go to the directory of the .py Python script and use the command python3 and the name of the script we want to execute. We press enter and the code executes. Hello World is given as output. We will be using the print function regularly to give output of a piece of code, especially when debugging a program. Now let's talk a bit about debugging. Debugging refers to the act of finding and removing or fixing errors within code. Hours can be spent on debugging code. Sometimes the errors can be easy to fix, such as a syntax error, while logic and semantic errors can be harder to fix. There are three types of errors, namely a syntax error, logic error, or a semantic error. Syntax errors are the first you will make and the easiest to fix. A syntax error means that you have violated the grammar rules of Python. This is when you forget a parenthesis or just misspell a word. Logic error is when your program has good syntax, but there is a mistake in the order of the statements, or perhaps a mistake in how the statements relate to one another. A semantic error is when your description of the steps to take is syntactically perfect, meaning there is no syntax error, and in the right order, meaning there is no logic error, but there is simply a mistake in the program. This mistake can be such as assigning a variable an incorrect type. Semantic errors can be very time-consuming to find and fix, believe me. Comments in Python refers to commenting out lines of code that must not be executed. Comments are used to describe your code, which can make it easier for someone else to follow and will help make it easier in the debugging stage of the code. When debugging, we can use comments to have a certain piece of code not execute by commenting out that piece of code, and then run the program without that specific piece of code. This will help in the process of finding bugs if the code runs without a certain part in the code. There are three main types of ways to make comments in Python, or to comment out lines, namely the hash symbol, 3 double quotes, or 3 single quotes. We will now use our Hello World program to demonstrate how comments work in Python. If we run the program, we get Hello World printed out to the terminal. Now let's use a hash symbol to comment out the first line of code, and we run again, and we see nothing is printed to the terminal. That's because the first line was commented out. Now let's duplicate the print Hello World, and let's use double quotes to comment out the first 3 lines of code. We use triple double quotes, and we run the program again, and Hello World is only printed out once. Now we can replace the triple double quotes with triple single quotes. And run the program again, and Hello World is printed out once. Now if we don't have any comments and we run the program, Hello World will be printed out 4 times. This demonstrates how commenting out lines of code works in Python. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next tutorial. Smash that like button if you found the content insightful and subscribe for more content just like this. And click the bell button to get notifications of new videos to stay up to date. See you in the next video.